Do you have any suggestions to help relieve my pain? Sitting and standing hurt my back the most. I try to keep good posture, but it feels as if I'm constantly fighting my body not to draw forward. One of the first places I start with these kind of issues is start at the bottom. And what that means is start at your point of contact. So if we're talking about posture, the most common thing I see, and especially when I'm hearing like upper trap pain, difficulty holding my head, my back hurts, is that you've got your posture switched. So instead, you're trying to extend through your shoulders and your back is slumped, and we need to reverse that. You've got a curve reversal going. So you need to start at the bottom. So you start with in sitting, like your chair, and standing into your feet, but rolling those hips forward to get this curve back first. That allows your shoulders to come back into a better position and be forward, and allows your head to come back over your shoulders more naturally. When you're in this reversal option, basically you're trying to use your shoulders to maintain your posture, and your head starts pulling forward as a counterbalance. And so if you can flip that around, that tends to make it much easier. The other thing is when I hear that people are fighting with themselves. Typically, if you are fighting with your own body, something is not right. And it also means what you're trying to do is not agreeing with your system, even if you don't know why it's not. And this is where I see so many issues come together with my hypermobile clients compared to your health and wellness basic education, because a lot of times they clash and they're the wrong thing. So here you are trying to do all the things that are supposed to help you, and unfortunately it's not agreeing with you, and you're getting worse and worse. So at first, start to identify what that is. And so for a lot of people, it's like, well, I keep pulling myself back here, but I keep feeling like my body wants to go forward. Well, listen to your body. Start paying attention to these other things on why that's happening, and see if you can't change your posture and position that way. Same thing with your lifting. If you have an active job, if you're lifting and using your back all the time, that's going to be really hard on your body. And a lot of times we have to change it to where we're kind of bringing your shoulders forward, so that way you're loading and using your legs and your hips more rather than pulling with your back. And these can be patterns that are hard to change. They can be hard to adjust, particularly if you don't have somebody who can look at you and give you cues on, you say you're using your legs, but you're really using your back. So definitely try and use a mirror. If you need to, have a coworker video you with your phone, and then look at the video and see if you can see where and how you're moving. Because a lot of times you can see it on the video and be like, oh, that doesn't look good. But it feels fine when you're doing it. And so use those cues so that way you can make those adjustments. Now, the fatigue and the drain, a lot of times that is pain, it's frustration, and your physical movement tends to be harder than what it needs to be, which is draining you of your energy at the end of the day. And so going back and trying to rework some of those basics, definitely with positioning, tends to be a good thing. Now, mechanical back issues tend to have, they tend to do better in sitting or standing. So when you're having the problem in both, it's almost always like a control thing. How you're trying to use it is not working for how your body is. So take a look at that, see if that matches up with what you see when you look in the mirror, or like I said, have somebody take a picture of you and see if you can see that as well. Little changes matter, so don't feel like you have to make big, huge, sweeping changes. Start with the little ones. Make sure you've got good shoes. Make sure you have a good posture position. Make sure that you're trying to move and lift correctly depending on your job. And then you kind of try and build from there.